Habibi, we have already seen many important sites during our time here in Iraq, such as the Great Mosque of Kufa, the Shrine of Imam Ali here in Najaf, but now we must venture to one of the holiest sites in Islam. The same trip over 20 million Muslims make per year as part of the pilgrimage of Arba'in. So, come along as we head north to Karbala and explore the shrine of Muhammad's grandson, Imam Hussein. Let's check it out. So as we make our way from Najaf to Karbala, this is the very road that the 20 million pilgrims would use during their Arba'in, their trip from Al-Fwa in the south, which we visited 3 or 4 days ago, to the shrine of Imam Hussein. So here in this road you would have seen the various stalls, depending on what time of year it was, you would have seen the stalls and the shops line this whole road all the way down to Najaf and then further. And they were giving out anything from sandwiches to drinks to snacks, and all free, of course. Remember, this is 20 million people are making this walk every year. 20 million. Just to visit the shrine of Imam Hussein. Habibi, and welcome to, we are about, I think we're about 30 miles southwest of Karbala as we make our way to the shrine of Imam Hussein. But we are officially, I think we're officially off the off-beaten path. We've actually had to get a army escort to this little site, and just look at this. Welcome to Khaydar fortress. Look how well preserved it is. This thing's probably, what, 1300 years old? So obviously you can tell by the size of the walls that it was very much a defensive fortress for keeping people out and keeping people in. But what great condition, considering as well, obviously, more recently the problems this country has had with ISIS. ISIS would have been dotted all over this area, so that's why we've come across so many checkpoints. That's why we have the army with us at the minute. We had our own escort, but yet it doesn't seem to be touched at all. Look. Yes, I think this was part of the famous trade route, which would have been taken from Europe through Turkey and then on to China and the rest of the Far East. But let's have a look. Yep, traditionally mud. I'm guessing maybe possibly oven baked bricks as well. I don't know whether that's brick or stone, but there you go. Bit of graffiti. Generally, like, as far as conditions go, it's absolutely fascinating. Brilliant. Didn't expect it at all. So guys, welcome to Khaydar Fortress. Have a look. Have a look at this. Not a soul in this place. Typical of Iraq, considering it has some of the most important historical sites in the world. But anyway, I'll bore you with that information. Have a look at this place. This will give you a real sense of scale. Look at that. Look at that. Just stopped at the side of the road that leads directly into Karbala, and we have stopped to check out these cave homes, the Al-Tar cave homes, which are over 4,000 years old. And we are really, let's have a look, we are really in the middle of nowhere. Look at this place. We're in camel territory. There are, where are they? Here. Camel prints, or I don't know, camel toe prints. But here we are. Look at this, carved into the side of a mountain. What you would expect in somewhere in the likes of Arizona, possibly back in the medieval days, or even in the Stone Age. Extending here towards this here hill, and over the other side towards that checkpoint. And as well, you can see this gives you an idea of the geography and the landscape back what would have been 4,000 years ago, where if you can see the line of where the water would have been here, so this would have been, this area all would have been underneath water, hence why they chose the areas what looks like it's so high. Not much information on its history, but it is at risk today as the wealthy elite plan to demolish these caves and rid themselves of its importance so they can build houses. Not something we would do, eh? Next stop, Karbala. And finally, we are here. Welcome to Karbala, one of the holiest cities in the world, compared against the likes of Mecca and Medina. You get a real difference as well, what this place is like compared to any other cities I've been to so far. A lot more conservative, certainly a lot more money in them. And currently we're walking down to the Shrine of Imam Hussein. Behind us is the Shrine of Imam Abbas, and we're joined, I think, by, there must be 10, 20, could be 25,000 people here. But that's nothing compared to the amount of people who make this trip as part of their pilgrimage of Arba'in. 20 million people over the course of a few weeks will make that trip every year. 20 million people. You can imagine 20 million people in this little area. You can't get close to the outside of the shrine, let alone inside it. But today, it's a little bit quieter, so we're going to go in, have a look, and finish our own pilgrimage as we make our way in. There's a drone as we make our way into the shrine and have a look. I think now it's coming up to evening prayer, so as you can see either side there's people praying, and then inside will be the same. So we're on the phone here we go. You are not going to believe. You're not going to believe what you're going to see here. This is like something else. This is what all the fuss is about. This is why 20 million people per year that have been doing it for the last, I think, like 1400 years at least, will make the walk as far as Al-Fa in the south, sometimes as far as Iran. 1500 miles at times. That will take up to 30 days. An incredible amount of commitment and dedication. Every year this is done, and here we go. And this is just a normal day, innit? Just a normal day. But I can see what all the fuss is about. Looking around, this place is like nothing I have ever seen before in my life. Assalamu alaikum. The last thing to do as part of this trip is to make our way into the shrine. Now you're not allowed to take photos or videos, so let me try and steal a few. I don't care what anyone says, you have to respect that. That is just like nothing I've ever seen. The amount of money in these little shrines too is just, it's incredible. And this is not like a couple of hundred people coming to this every day. This place is full. I think probably at any one time could be, there's probably 20 or 30,000 people here. And the design, and I just can't, honestly, I'm speechless. You can see it behind me, obviously in the shrine as well. It was, I'm not sure whether it was, I think it was maybe myrrh, but they had so many of these different parts of the myrrh that made it look as if it sparkled. Well, there we go. That was a bit hectic. I've never seen so much pushing, so much accepted pushing, and people just trying to get their hands on the shrine, trying to kiss it, trying to kiss the doors as they come in. But you kind of have to respect it. And what about the room and the hall and the shrine is like nothing I've ever seen. A little bit ostentatious, but let's be honest, it's fucking class. Then obviously there were several coffins. I think we've seen maybe about 6 or 7 coffins which were making their way in for their final blessing, carried in by their relatives or young ones. But yes, what a place. Alright guys, we'll talk about the many desserts we like, the chocolate, the ice cream, biscuits, whatever takes your fancy. But have you ever had chickpeas as a dessert? This is where my guides take you to have some chickpeas as our dessert. Let's check it out.
جايك مني يرد على مود اللبلبي مالتي. جايك مني يرد على مود اللبلبي مالتي.
شكرا حبيبي.
حبيبي. هاي شنو واحد لبلبي نانا زبري.
Here we go. Give it a stir. That's what great taste.
Karbala is the best. See why there's a few on.
Yeah. Not bad. Doesn't beat ice cream though. Doesn't beat ice cream. Salam alaikum. Let me see. Alright folks, there we go. Let's have a quick look at the room. I think it's about probably what, $60-70. Bathroom, shower, no curtain, hole in the ground, toilet, sink, bed a bit firm, a little bit firm. A desk, got fridge, chair, everything you ever want. Aircon. There we go. Let's just see if I can pop this one. You have got to be joking me. What a view! This has to be the worst view I've ever had. I'll take it! Fucking not take it!